one of the areas so hard hit during all of this, the businesses. How do you know each and every day things are changing daily? Let's go ahead and bring in Jasmin Patton. She is the Director of Communications and Events for the Southfield Chamber of Commerce. Jasmin, thanks for being with us on the MegaCast. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The latest orders and the changes that came out on Friday afternoon. As someone who is a member of the chamber and you're trying to help lead these businesses through this pandemic, what are you telling your members right now about the changes and the Supreme Court ruling?
It's so fresh and so new that we have not actually gone through the official process of explaining and giving insight into all the options. I think the one thing that is really great about community is the fact that even though there have been changes, and this process for all of us has been a roller coaster, we're often seeing in the community and the interaction with businesses that individuals are respectable in honoring the owners and businesses' wishes of what they're comfortable with and doing business and engaging with them. So to us, it's just really important for us to stay well connected to those changes and to provide the information that they're in need of to make the most informed decisions for their business.
I know in the beginning when the mask mandate first went into place, there were a lot of people who were kind of fighting back, and so many of these businesses, especially the ones that were dealing with the general public, were having to deal with issues of people not wanting to wear a mask, and there were a few confrontations. It seemed like everyone got used to wearing a mask and understanding that it was a mandate. So are there concerns that it will swing back to the beginning where people did not want to wear the mask?
I don't think that we're there yet. I think that this is part of, the business trends that we're following are also a part of human behavior and also us looking at science and evolving with that. We have trust that our businesses are able to pivot. What we can attest to during this time frame is seeing small businesses pivot entire business models, looking at redirecting where they're spending their dollars in order to spend less but have larger impact. And a lot of what we're really getting from the businesses they are adaptable. And we fortunately have not heard of, in our area, any negative altercations. And I have the utmost confidence in our business community that they will continue to be mature and evolving in the most positive light in all the changes that we're seeing for now and in the future.
For so many of the businesses that are struggling, they're looking to spend that dollar where it will go the furthest. What advice are you giving them on you have to being able to invest in something new to help them pivot when they're already struggling with that bottom line?
Encouraging businesses to operate using the lean method has really assisted us in getting to the core of the competencies and who they're wanting to attract, who is their new ideal client, because some of their favored customer base is just not comfortable returning back to what we know now as the norm. So really just finding for them what's important to them as far as attracting the client that they're in need of now, and looking at what they're already utilizing and seeing what ways we can help elevate some of those tools. Of course, being in a digital time, having to offer educational resources to small business owners who perhaps do not lean heavily on digital or social media, and offering those tools and insights to them to allow them to look at things and think of things differently, and being able to reach some of their already established base, and then identifying the new base of customers that they're wanting to align with. So really just being adaptable and offering those digital tools has been huge for us, not only to offer insight to the small businesses, but also for the chamber model. Chamber of Commerce have also been hit hard during this pandemic. And a lot for us is being able to pivot and utilize the same information that we're providing to small businesses in order to really encourage them that we're in this with them and that we're willing to walk through this process with them and hold their hand, and that we have resources available for them so that they're not alone. The one thing that we want to make sure is that our small businesses understand that you're not in this by yourself. And not only the Southfield Chamber of Commerce, but the city of Southfield and even Oakland County are providing a vast majority of resources that have assisted them in being able to those who are able to stay open, stay afloat, and feel optimistic on any changes that may come up, that they're not having to face them by themselves.
Jasmin Patton with us. She is the Director of Communications and Events at the Southfield Area Chamber of Commerce with us today on the Oakland County MegaCast. Jasmin, you talk about those resources that are available to these businesses so that they can understand that they're not alone. There is some partnership in this across the board. For those businesses that maybe aren't a member of the Southfield Area Chamber of Commerce or another local chamber, or maybe are not as aware of how they can obtain these resources from the county and from the state and so on, what are some of the resources available to them as a member of the Southfield Area Chamber of Commerce or in partnership with the Chamber of Commerce to help them weather this continuing storm of COVID-19?
Sure. So we have on our website at www.southfieldchamber.com a COVID-19 resource page where we list a lot of the resources that are available. It's ever evolving. There are some resources that are outdated as far as programs and deadlines that have passed, but there are always new programs that are popping up. So we really make sure to keep that page current so that anyone that's checking that page is able to see what resources, whether it's financial or previous webinars that we have done that could still assist them during this time. We were very webinar heavy in partnering with a lot of individuals and organizations and businesses in the community during the height of being indoors. So we have a lot of those recordings from how to pivot, how to be adaptable. There's a financial forecasting webinar. So I would encourage anyone that is interested in just tapping into what resources are available to start there first. We also have pivoted our own model for digital advertising. We send weekly newsletters. We offer advertising opportunities at a special rate for our members and also for community members. We have some in-person events. One that has actually been able to maintain throughout all of these changes is coming up next Monday. We have our golf outing. That is a socially distanced, safe networking event, being outside, but offering some of that normal-ish, as far as we used to know it, interaction and being able to still have in-person engagement and doing some networking. We are building out and kicking off a speed networking opportunity that will be virtual. If you go to our website under our events tab, you will see that every month we have virtual events from coffee meetups at 8 a.m. We have our Chamber One-on-One that happens once a month, where we spend an hour and a half creating an intimate opportunity for members and community members to engage with us and to tell us their pain points, and for us to basically be able to follow up with them to offer additional resources that are a little more personalized and to give more insight into what resources we have available at the Chamber. So we are fully adaptable, and really with the Chamber, the beautiful thing about having that type of in-person connection point is when you tell us what your pain point is, we'll really work to figure out what resources are available for you. And that efficiency for us has really allowed some of our small businesses and community leaders and business owners to take the load off and really doing some of the legwork for research, where we're able to figure out, okay, let's do this questionnaire, let's figure out what your pain points are, and let's provide you with some resources and then give you the resources we already have in-house that you may not know of. So I really would encourage anyone that's interested in learning more about resources that are available in the community or resources that are available as a Chamber member to reach out to us. I love to talk. We very engaging. So please feel free to either email at info@southfieldchamber.com or give us a call. We are a very down-to-earth chamber, and we're willing to help and assist those that we can. And if we're not able to assist you, we will most certainly point you in the direction of those that are able to.
And Jasmin, I wonder too, do you help some of these small business owners navigate the programs that are available, like the grants and things of that nature, because they can be so confusing to actually get from point A to point Z, to get that paperwork completed, get it in on time, and then actually receive the money. It could be confusing. And if you are a small business, let's say 3, 4, 5 employees, you don't have the resources to be able to navigate that. So is that something the chamber does for those smaller businesses?
It's not an official program that we're offering, but it is a service that we have provided in the past. Our executive director, Jason Blanks, has vast knowledge and experience in grants and grant writing. So he has been excellent and really answering some of those questions and some of the confusion that you see the small businesses and just individuals alike. Anytime that you're reading through paperwork that has fine print, or you're experiencing completing documents that you've never seen before, it can be a little bit intimidating. We've hosted webinars with experts who have given insight into what the grants offer and what the qualifications are. The main pain points that have been reoccurring that I really would encourage anyone who is interested in grant funding is to do your best to get your books in order, and making sure that you have your taxes, that you have your EIN number, that your bank statements are put together. I think that legwork while we're navigating through this will really assist any professional, including the chamber, in connecting with professional resources or helping you in-house to be able to assist you as efficient as possible. And that's a pain point for some small businesses that maybe have not always felt that they had a reason to do those things and have them in order on a month-to-month basis. And they wait until the end of the year for, the upcoming tax season to kind of get those things in order. It's imperative to really stay on top of that portion and really identifying what your needs are. I know that when we hear that there's loan money or grant money available, especially during a pandemic, the initial response is you want as much money as possible, but a lot of the resources that are available are asking you for specific amounts and what you're really wanting to use these dollars for. So having an idea of what resources you're in need of, even if it's not a perfect plan, it really would assist those that are able to provide more resources for you or to sit down with you, direct you, and lead you towards the direction of tapping into those resources better.
That's such great advice. During this pandemic, how important is it for these business owners, especially the small business owners, to connect with other people to help them navigate this crisis?
Honestly, my personal philosophy is that it's the number one thing that I think that we can do that could stay and remain consistent and constant during all the other changes that are happening around us. Personal connection and building relationships is not only a philosophy that we hold dear at the chamber and what we're all about in creating those connections, but it's imperative that we tap into every resource available to us. And a lot of times it's just through conversations like you and I are having right now that you're really able to identify what resources are available to you through connections. So I would encourage not only person to person, peer to peer, mentor to mentor. Right now, the really exciting thing about, and I know it's very difficult to see excitement during this time, but one of the things that I'm really enjoying through this process of just navigating and getting more resources and knowledge to share is that information that normally was not available to you without visiting or going to a conference or being in person in order to connect with individuals. More people are tapping into offering virtual resources and free resources. There is an unlimited amount of resources available. And I think that that is one of the pluses in being able to maybe tap into mentors that may have been booked or having a higher price point. They're now lowering their price points to make themselves more accessible because they know that with this virtual net, they're able to attract and talk to more people. So I would just take advantage of the opportunity of connecting with peers, doing mentor to mentor coaching, as well as uplinking to individuals that you think may be able to help you, maybe not in the sense of giving you something, but giving you insight into how you can navigate the changes and the times that we're facing right now. So I'm all about personal connection, and I believe that small businesses and B2B, business to business, I think it's very important that we stay connected, whether it's through a phone, whether it's through Zoom, phone calls. Get creative and really think outside the box. I've heard some very incredible stories of people being able to tap into resources simply from an ask, and people being more willing to give and open to that process because they're understanding that we're all facing challenges right now. And I think that is good business, having those personal connections for sure.
Jasmin Patton with us here on the Oakland County MegaCast. She is the Director of Communications and Events with the Southfield Chamber of Commerce. You know, so many of these businesses have been able to survive the summer months, and we have had some beautiful weather this summer, which I think has also helped, especially the restaurants and maybe the smaller coffee shops, so people are comfortable with sitting outside. But we're about to go into the winter months, and winter in Michigan doesn't, let's just say sitting outside may not be as pleasurable. Are there concerns for these businesses as we go into the cold weather months, and what's being done to help them with that?
There's always concerns. I mean, even prior to COVID, there's always concerns that traffic slows down, especially with Michigan roads and Michigan weather. So I can't pretend that that concern will go away. But what I'm optimistic about is the innovation that we're seeing from people coming up with solutions. I've seen restaurants who have dived into a model of having still outdoor seating in domes and bubbles. I'm seeing people being really creative with having fire pit and enclosed tents and outdoor heating spaces. I have no doubt in my mind that we'll still continue to see resources and innovation during this process of individuals trying to get through to the next season. Right now, I have not heard a ton of bigger picture resources that are being offered, but I know that, of course, as we all know, delivery has picked up a ton for restaurants. I know small business owners that are picking up additional jobs working for companies like Uber Eats and DoorDash. So I'm very optimistic that although, just like before, during winter months, we've been able to navigate that, the Michiganders will be able to do the same, and maybe not on the same scale, but I think with innovation and technology, there will be other resources and ways that we can be innovative and stay connected, to have brainstorming conversations and to pull together in order to give other options or alternatives to what we know. Just because we haven't seen it yet doesn't mean it's not coming down the pipeline. And those are the type of conversations that we're engaging in now, just to find out what are some of the thoughts, what are some of the resources that people are looking at. But the creativity is something that excites me, and I'm hoping that individuals are inspired to really think outside the box and to look at their own business, and to look at resources and ways to still invite people into their space during those winter months.
Fingers crossed we have a mild winter and a little snow so people can still get out and navigate the roadways. I guess we should maybe check the Farmer's Almanac. That's always reliable, right? Jasmin, quickly before we let you go, anything we didn't touch on that you want to let our listeners and viewers know?
Yeah, we're really excited next Monday to have our golf outing. We are having shotgun at 12 noon at Plum Hollow Country Club in Southfield. So that's exciting for us to have our official in-person event. If you're a golfer, we have just a few foursomes left. So if you're interested, please let us know. And upcoming at the end of the year, we're very excited to reinvent the wheel and create a new event, Excellence in the City. We will be highlighting and discussing all the things and all the ways that people have been really creative, innovative, programming, small businesses, mayors giving feedback. Ascension Providence is presenting and assisting us with shedding light on what our health heroes are doing. And we're going to have a special program at the end of the year to really celebrate us getting through all the changes that we have. So please stay tuned to that. Be sure to connect with us and follow us on all social media platforms at Southfield Chamber.
Are you guys on TikTok?
We are not on TikTok. We are on Instagram. We are on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter.
I think you should get a TikTok and start it with your golf outing.
We've looked at TikTok. We've had a couple of people saying we should engage with some fun videos, but Instagram has been really innovative, and they have created like a TikTok version called Reels. So that's a new tool that they're using. So we'll have to get more innovative and creative on that end for sure.
I'm still figuring out Snapchat. So Jasmin Patton with us here on the Oakland County MegaCast. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you to your team for supporting our businesses. They need all the support and the help that they can get right now, because small businesses are definitely the backbone of our community.
Yes, thank you for having me.